A much-needed win for the Toronto Raptors as they go into New Orleans, even though there's more Raptor fans than Pelican fans in the building, and they win 127-104 over those New Orleans Pelicans. And no Anthony Davis, no Drew Holiday, no Etuan Moore for the Pelicans. So in my head, I'm like, this is as sure of a win as it can possibly be. And for the first half, I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm actually kind of scared right now. You know, the offense was there. The Raptors' offense was all over the place, and it was great. It felt like a track meet out there. It was like a relay race. Both teams run up and down the floor like crazy, all over the place. Turnovers and fast break points. I mean, my goodness, it was all over the place in the game today. First quarter, Raptors actually trailed 31-29. The Raptors gave up 31 points in the first quarter. Not very good. However, you're only down by 2 after 1 quarter of play. Second quarter, the Raptors offense heats up with 35. However, they still give up 30, but you are plus 3 at the half, 64-61. The Raptors give up 61 points to a team that didn't have 3 of their starters. Not a good defensive first half by the Toronto Raptors. However, in the second half, things changed. Third quarter, the Raptors defense digs in and they grind and they fight as the quarter goes along. Raptors plus 10 in the third quarter, 29-19. And at that point, you're up by 13 going into the fourth quarter. And the great thing about what the Raptors did in the fourth quarter, first off, they outscored the Pelicans 34-24 and won by, what is that? You guys can do the math. The Raptors win by a lot. And, actually 23. There you go. I just did the math in my head. Was it a pretty 48 minutes? No, it wasn't. But the final 24 were great. The Raptors outscored the Pelicans by 20 in the second half. The offense was flowing. The defense was doing great with a lot of help from Serge Ibaka inside. How many blocks did he have today? It felt like a ton. He only had, where is he here? 5 blocks again. Back-to-back games with 5 blocks for Serge Ibaka. He also adds a double-double in 25 minutes off the bench. 12 points, 10 boards in his time. Great job from Serge Ibaka. And you know, as much as Kyle Lowry's shot probably wasn't falling, he shot 4 of 12. But he gave you a triple-double, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 12 assists. He got you 2 steals as well. I don't care what his shooting percentage was. He gave you a triple-double. The ball was moving all over the place. I think at the half, the Raptors had 19 assists. The ball was moving. You score 64 points in the first half, and you end up with 31 assists. That's a pretty damn good number, if you ask me. Kawhi Leonard, you know, the Raptors, when they were struggling defensively in the first half, Kawhi Leonard took it upon himself to take over the first half offensively. And he's like, you know what? Some guys are struggling offensively. Let me get the job done. Kawhi scored 24 in the first half. And with the Raptors being up 13, you know, going into the fourth quarter, Kawhi Leonard, and, you know, this is what we usually see. You see those guys sit at the start of the fourth quarter. But the thing is, the guys who came into the lineup did a great job and built that lead up to 20. So Kawhi's sitting on the bench like, all right, fine by me. I can have a rest here. And that's good to see for Raptor fans, right? He only played 29 minutes. He gave you 31 points. He shot 14 of 20. He was 2 of 3 from the line. He was 1 of 5 from 3, but he gave you 2 steals as well. He was a plus 17. Kawhi was great. Siakam as well only played 29 minutes. He gave you 19 points, 5 boards, 4 assists on 7 of 15 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3, but he gives you a steal and a couple blocks. He was a plus 10. And Marc Gasol, as much as he was struggling offensively, I thought defensively he was the dynamite tonight. Taking a couple charges, a couple block shots, and just a really good inside presence there tonight. He only had 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting. Not really what you want to see. But, again, he did give you that great defense. He gave you a couple blocks in the game today. He was a plus 6 on the floor. I haven't really been impressed with him offensively as of yet. But I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure that he'll get going once. Look, we're not looking for Marc Gasol to get a 16, 18 points a game. You have Lowry who can do that. You have Siakam. You have Kawhi Leonard who can do that. So I'm not worried about Marc Gasol not getting 15, 20 points a game. I'm not worried about that. The way he's moving the basketball, and if he's grabbing me 9 rebounds in 19 minutes, fine, I'll take it. If he gives you good defense, I'll take it. And if Serge Ibaka is going to give us that type of energy off the bench, I will never complain. And a guy that a lot of people have been ripping apart, by the way, Danny Green, no one talks about him, 13 points on 5 of 8 shooting. He was 3 of 4 from 3, had a steal and a block, plus 14 on the floor. Another day in the office for Danny Green. Jeremy Lin, now, he has been terrible as a Toronto Raptor so far. I think we can all agree on that. But you know what else we can agree on? He was damn good tonight. He had 14 points on 6 of 9 shooting. And coming into the game, he was 0 of 17 from 3 as a Toronto Raptor, or something like that. That's awful. But as Jeremy Lin posts on Instagram, and he said in the post-game interview, the next one's in. And you got to have that mentality. And for a veteran guy like Jeremy Lin, he can do that. A young player, I'm not sure if they feel that, right? They feel like they're shooting bricks, and they continue to shoot bricks. With Jeremy Lin, he's a vet. He knows what it takes to win, and he goes out there today and not only knocks down his first 3 as a Toronto Raptor, knocked down his second as well. Now he missed his third, and he goes 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. But again, plus 8 on the floor. He gave you 14 points off the bench. He was great. And guys, the bench actually did something tonight. Now, I know we're playing the Pelicans, and they didn't have Dave, and we can complain. That's going to be the excuse from day one. But I don't care. You know why? Against good teams, you're going to get your wide open looks. But the Raptors have not been knocking them down. And to see Kawhi shoot a ridiculous percentage tonight and do a great job. To see Jeremy Lin make some shots was amazing. To see Ibaka go 6 of 10 and get a double-double. It's awesome. I don't care who's on the other side. It's more of a confidence and a mentality type of feel. To get back into the win column, to get a solid victory, and just to feel good. And the Raptors did that tonight. Was it pretty? Not really. There was a lot of sloppy points really for the entire game. A lot of outlet passes, the Hail Mary passes. A lot of, they miss a basket. We're firing balls up the floor, and it's a turnover the other way, or it's a quick basket. Same the other way. They were doing the exact same thing. I think the Pelicans are 5th in the league in pace. So they're a fast team as well as the Raptors. So you had a feeling this was going to be it looked like a summer league game out there, people. It really did. But you know what? It's a win, and who cares? Look, OG had 7 off the bench on 3 of 4 shooting, and he was 1 of 2 from 3, and 1 was an air ball. But he did also have 3 steals, did OG Anunoby. His defense is there. We have seen what OG Anunoby can do on the defensive end. You saw it today. His shot wasn't really there. He didn't take many shots. But you saw what he brought on the defensive end. He was a plus 11 while he was on the floor, and he had 3 steals. For your bench to do that and to get out and run, it's amazing. Norman Powell shot 4 of 8, and he was 0 of 2 from beyond the arc, but he did give you 8 points and 3 rebounds in 20 minutes of work, and he was a plus 4 on the floor. Good to see. As much as Patrick McCaw doesn't get a point, but I think no Raptor fan cares that he didn't get a point because he had 3 rebounds and 3 assists in 7 minutes of work. He was a plus 11 on the floor. Great to see. Now, and Malcolm Miller, by the way, in 4 minutes in the final dying frames, was 2 of 4, and he had 6 points. I think he was 2 of 3 from 3. There you go. Good to see from him. And look, the Raptors got the job done tonight. And in the end, that's what we got to look at. They shot, where is it? 54% from the field, 35% from 3. Not great, but it did pick up later in the game. He made 13 threes. The Raptors, and get this number, and for both teams, it was a really odd game. They had 13 free throw attempts. The Raptors, 9. What? The referees had a loose whistle tonight. You could clearly see that. Raptors got rebounded in both aspects, so if you want to look at that as a problem, there you go. -2 on the rebounds, and -8 on the offensive glass. Not a good thing there. But assists, the Raptors were +3. Steals, okay, there you go. 11-9 in favor of the Pelicans. But the blocks, 12-0 in favor of the Raptors. Oh my goodness. 14 turnovers for the Raptors as well. Again, not very good. But listen to this. And this is what we're talking about. When we talked about a track meet there earlier in the video, the Raptors had a season high 57 fast break points. When the Raptors get stops, their offense flows and they get flying. But when it's not and it's stagnant, it's a little bit more difficult. So to see them dig in there defensively in the second half, and they got 60-odd points in the second half, defense leads to offense. There you go. Great to see by the Raptors in that game. Look, was it pretty? No. Was it a victory? Yes. Does it matter? I guess so. But in the end, you get a victory. Kawhi doesn't play 30 minutes. Marc Gasol doesn't even play 20. I think the only guy above 30 minutes was Kyle Lowry, wasn't he? 34 minutes, and he was the only guy over 30 minutes. The only reason he was out there so long, because they wanted to get him the triple-double. And he got it. So good to see there from Kyle Lowry. Siakam, Leonard, Gasol, and Danny Green all did not play 30 minutes. Great thing there to see. And you were able to get minutes from OG, 21 for OG, and 20 for Norman Powell, and 22 from Jeremy Lin. Great to see that, because it keeps your team fresh. Now, the next game for the Toronto Raptors is Sunday afternoon, 3:30 tip-off, as the Raptors head to Miami to take on the Heat as the 3-game road trip continues. Game 2, like I said, Sunday afternoon against Miami. That team is a scrappy team. They're going to win tonight, so they're going to be winners of 4 straight games. They're always a tough team against the Raptors. A possible first-round matchup, and you're playing in Miami, so it's not an easy game. Do not look at that record at it's going to be 31-34, and think, it's going to be a cakewalk. They're sub 500. That team grinds. They fight. They're a pain in the rear. That's going to be a tough game there on Sunday afternoon, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed the video, and you guys enjoyed the victory there tonight. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What do you think of the game today? Who is your MVP? I mean, I would love to give it to Kyle for the triple-double. Kawhi Leonard was ridiculous. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to say Kawhi Leonard. He shot 14 of 20. He had 31 points in 29 minutes of work. He had 24 at the half. I thought he was incredible. 24 minutes, 24 points for Kawhi Leonard, even though he didn't play all 24. He just had a ridiculous first half and a ridiculously good game. Kawhi Leonard is my player of the game, even though you can give it to all kinds of other guys. You can give it to Siakam as well. You can give it to Ibaka with a double-double and 5 blocks. All kinds of guys you can give it to in the game today. You should have won. I mean, without those guys, without Davis, Etuan Moore, and Drew Holiday, you should have won, and you did. So there you go. Take it for what it is, people. All right, so Evan and I will talk to you guys podcast edition. It'll probably be next Thursday. All right, podcast edition. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below, guys. Follow up, send me a DM. Do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys, Jay's edition next Thursday, as we'll be breaking down these weeks, Jays games. Doubleheader today, and they win both. Stroman and Rashawn Reed Foley were great in their outings today. Look to continue that moving forward. So that's your little Blue Jays update, I guess, at the end of the Raptor video. As for the Leafs, guys, they take on the Edmonton Oilers in Edmonton tomorrow night, 7 o'clock puck drop there. Frederik Andersen, Mikko Koskinen are the expected starters in that game tomorrow night. And as for the Raptors, guys, like we said, their next game is down in Miami, Florida, as the Raptors head down to take on the Heat. 3:30 tip-off there. Is it still American Airlines Center? Or American Airlines Arena? American Airlines Arena down there in Miami. All right, like I said, 3:30 tip-off. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.